Yeah, that brings up a good call out, because somebody might look at yourself and myself like we're building an entire company for remote and hybrid workforces, right? And you specialize in remote workforces, or like helping companies adapt to remote work, and they might get this misconception that, oh, you guys hate the office or you never want to be in person, and that's just not true. At least for me, I'll speak for me, and then you can come in. But like for me, I want to have those like quarterly offsites with my team once we get to that level. I like having that personal connection in person, but at the same time, I don't. I do think that there's a lie going around where you kind of touched on it earlier, where it's like you can't build relationships virtually. I don't think that that's true either. Like you mentioned Taylor Swift. How many people love Taylor Swift that's never met her?
Hmm.
Right? That's a virtual connection, right? I don't know if maybe that's stalkerish or something, but you get the point where it's like you can build these relationships virtually. My founding advisor, we didn't meet for probably 9 or 10 months in person, but we connected through Zoom, through Slack, through all these different channels, and then obviously we work together. So um, yeah, what is your take on that?
Yeah, there's so much to unpack there. And it's like also the word connection, like you look at, the Taylor Swift example, you can connect to the music. You can
Yeah.
connect to what it means to you in your life. There is a form of connection there. And so really breaking down what connection looks like. There's connection to yourself. There's connection to your local community. There's connection to your interests and your hobbies. There's connection to the work and is it meaningful? There's
Mhm.
lots of different angles to go with that. And then speaking to the kind of in-person versus virtual, debate, remote doesn't mean that you're isolated and you're sitting at home not talking to anybody. And so for me, it actually expands the definition of coworker. I
Mm.
run a weekly co-working session with people that do completely different things in different industries than the type of work that I do. And we get together and we all talk about, what are the top wins that we want to work on that day, like what's on our plate. Maybe we'll find ways to support each other or question what that person's working on and really help them. And then we hang out at a bakery, we get some good treats, and we get our work done. And it feels very
Yeah.
like lovely to mix socializing within my local community and being productive with my work. At the
Mhm.
same point in time, there's been many an offsite that I've planned, especially during my time at DuckDuckGo, but also
Mhm.
personally doing retreats for remote workers and thinking through what is this experience, what is unique about being in person that we can't replicate virtually. And those are the special big moments sometimes that I'm referring to is, what does that look like? How do you come together? One of my absolute favorite memories of that was a co-workation I planned in my early days at DuckDuckGo, where a group of us, nobody was really on the same team, nobody was really in a
Mm.
direct line of management. We all traveled to Japan together because we had an employee who lived and worked in that time zone. And it was a huge wake up call for what this person's life is like when they sacrifice
Mm.
sleep in order to attend certain synchronous meetings, in how they manage to balance asynchronous communication. And everybody was able to learn from each other. And we were able to bring that back to the culture as well.